Hi, my dear students. Welcome to my biology class. Let me begin my class with one question. Why do plants cell requires a cell wall? You will get the answer to this question during this class. Let's start now. Today we are going to learn about cell wall. The cell wall was first observed and named simply as a wall by Robert Hooke in 1665. Robert Hooke in 1665. Later, in 1804, two scientists named Carl Rudolphi and J.F. Link proved that the plant cells have independent cell walls. Who are the scientists? Carl Rudolphi and J.H.F. Link. Today, we are going to learn more details about the cell wall. What is it made up of? What are the functions of cell wall? Why do plants require the cell with a cell wall? Okay, are you ready? Now, you can observe the image of the cell with the cell wall.
The cell wall provides structure to the plant cell. The cell wall also bonds with other cell walls to form the structure of the plant. The cell wall is the outer rigid covering of the plant cell. It has pores in them. It communicates with the adjacent cell through a specific channel called plasmodesmata. Now you can see a plant cell structure that is observed under a microscope. The cell wall of the plant cell is made up of an organic compound named cellulose. Cellulose is made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. It gives the mechanical support to the cell. Next, let's understand the functions of cell wall. Cell wall prevents enlargement of the plant cell. It plays an important role in the absorption, transport and secretion of substances in plants. It provides the plant cell a definite shape and size to give strength and rigidity to the cell. It provides protection from physical injury. Together with the vacuole, it provides skeletal support. Did you understand the functions of cell wall? What will happen if we place a plant cell in different solutions like hypertonic, isotonic and hypotonic solutions? When we place a plant cell in hypertonic solution, the plant cell loses its water so that the cell would become plasmolysed. Again, if we place the same plant cell in the isotonic solution, the cell would become flaccid. Again, if we put a plant cell in the hypotonic solution, the plant cell would become turgid. Here you could observe a plasmolysed cell. When we place a plant cell in hypertonic solution, what happens? The cell loses its water so that the cell would become plasmolysed. So plasmolysis is a specific phenomenon take place in the plant cell. It is a process in the plant cells where the plasma membrane pulls away from the cell wall due to the loss of water through osmosis so that the cell becomes plasmolysed. Why it happened so? There was less water concentration outside the cell when it is compared with the water content inside the cell. So the water lost from the cell. So the cell became plasmolysed. Now you can observe the different stages of plasmolysis. A. Normal cell. B and C. Cells showing contraction of cytoplasm. D. Plasmolysed cell. So during plasmolysis, the cell loses its water so that the cell content shrinks. So finally, it would become a plasmolysed cell. Here what happens? Shrinkage of the cell or the contraction of the contents of the cell away from the cell wall. That is plasmolysis. Now you can observe the plasmolysed rheolith that is observed under the microscope after proper staining. Plasmolysis can be observed only in the living cells which are able to absorb water by osmosis. It will never happen in the dead cells. Now let's think, how does a plant cell stand with hypotonic solution without bursting? When the plant cell is placed in a hypotonic solution, it takes up water by osmosis and starts to swell, but the cell wall prevents it from bursting. The plant cell is said to have become turgid, that is, swollen and hard. The pressure inside the cell rises until this internal pressure is equal to the pressure outside. Now let's understand that which type of pressure is created inside the cell. It is turgor pressure. The pressure exerted by water inside the cell against the cell wall is called turgor pressure. Now let's understand that how the cell wall protects the cell from the turgor pressure. When a plant cell is placed in a hypotonic medium, the cells tend to take up water by osmosis. The cell swells, building a pressure against the cell wall. The wall exerts an equal pressure against the swollen cell. Because of their walls, such cells can withstand much greater changes in the surrounding medium than animal cell. The microorganisms like bacteria and fungi also have cell wall. But the cell wall of bacteria is made up of a specific compound called peptidoglycan, while the cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin, a specific complex organic compound. These organisms can also survive in the hypotonic medium without bursting because of the presence of specific cell wall
Today
in
we
them.
have learned about what is cell, what is it made up of, what are the functions of cell wall, then the new phenomenon plasmolysis, and why do plants require a cell wall. I hope you understood the topic well. Then thank you and have nice moments.